The transfer market is sizzling across Europe, and it's packed with intrigue, drama, and uncertainty as top clubs race against the clock to secure last-minute moves that could reshape their fortunes. Who will surprise everyone with a bold swoop, and whose plans could be derailed by unexpected exits? Let's dive into the latest transfer whispers, rumors, and behind-the-scenes negotiations. But here's what's stirring debate. Some deals hinge on domino effects, financial constraints, and managerial disagreements. Are these clubs making risky gambles, or is this just business as usual? Are Rodrygo and Savinho's futures entwined? Sources inside Manchester City hint at a domino situation. They're keen to keep Savinho, but if the promising winger pushes for a move to Tottenham Hotspur, and Spurs make an offer City can't refuse, they'll need a high-caliber replacement. Top target, Rodrygo from Real Madrid. The catch, Real reportedly value Rodrygo at an eye-watering €80 million, making any deal an uphill battle. Still, City isn't shutting the door. And this is the part most fans overlook. One transfer could trigger a cascade across 4 clubs. Tottenham, meanwhile, after losing out on Morgan Gibbs-White and Eberechi Eze, with Eze switched to Arsenal sparking even more frustration among Hotspur supporters, find themselves pressured to make a big, headline-grabbing move to save face with their fanbase. Other names floated include Magnus Akliush, Monaco, and Tyler Dibbling, Southampton. Fine prospects, but not the instant stars fans crave. Interestingly, Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers, despite media buzz, isn't on their radar. Spurs are ready to stretch their wage budget, but persuading Rodrygo to join seems far-fetched. Arsenal once eyed Rodrygo too, but after splurging over £260 million elsewhere, their funds have dried up. Arsenal's potential departures, and here's where opinions split. Eberechi Eze is poised to become Arsenal's marquee signing. Yet several players could still head for the exit before the transfer window closes. Leandro Trossard, despite a sweetened contract, might leave if the right offer comes in. Oleksandr Zinchenko is open for negotiations thanks to youngster Miles Lewis-Skelly's emergence. Real Betis is interested. Jakub Kiwior could move if the price meets Arsenal's expectations, while Reiss Nelson is more likely than not to depart, possibly on loan. Backup athletes like Fabio Vieira, Albert Sambi Lokonga, and goalkeeper Karl Hein don't feature in future plans. Arsenal's squad could look very different in a few weeks. Chelsea's transfer moves, the twist no one saw coming. Chelsea is chasing Xavi Simons and Alejandro Garnacho, but UEFA restrictions complicate matters. They must demonstrate profitability in the official transfer ledger, specifically for the squad registered in last season's Conference League. Oddly, this means João Felix's move to Al Nassr doesn't count, but selling Noni Madueke to Arsenal does. If Chelsea can't balance the books, they won't be able to register new signings for Champions League play. This accounting quirk isn't just a formality. It actively blocks deals for Simons or Garnacho, even though interest is strong. Moving Nicholas Jackson, sought by Aston Villa and Newcastle, or Christopher Nkunku, likely destination Bayern Munich, could tip the scales. Now, Garnacho wants Chelsea, but Manchester United holds out for a £50 million fee, which Chelsea has little reason to meet. Will United accept less or risk dealing with an unhappy athlete until January? Is it better to hold firm or compromise? Where do you stand? What about Rasmus Højlund? AC Milan cooled off their interest in United's Rasmus Højlund after he made it clear he wanted a permanent move, not a loan. Milan isn't keen to pay £30 million and is now pivoting to Bayer Leverkusen's Victor Boniface instead. Yet if Boniface proves unattainable and Højlund's options run out, he could still end up in Milan, or more likely, Napoli. There he could fill the void left by Romelu Lukaku's long injury. And the promise of Champions League football might convince Højlund to accept a short-term deal. Barcelona's situation. Big stars, big decisions. Could Raphinha leave Barcelona? It's unlikely, due to his key role last year, but not impossible. Despite a new contract, his sale could help Barcelona comply with La Liga's financial rules. With John Garcia and loanee Marcus Rashford now registered, the club isn't under immediate pressure. However, following Inigo Martinez's move to Saudi Arabia. A new center-back signing could tempt Barcelona to listen to offers for Ronald Araujo, Andreas Christensen, Marc Casado, or Fermin Lopez. But these players are determined to stay, and major exits seem improbable. Bayer Leverkusen faces an exodus. Fact or fiction? Having lost manager Xabi Alonso and star Florian Wirtz this summer, Leverkusen could see even more departures. Piero Hincapié is sought after by several Premier League sides. Even Real Madrid has been mentioned, as Alonso is now coaching there. However, English clubs seem most determined. Hincapié is contracted until 2029, but bids between €40 million and €60 million may be hard for Leverkusen to turn down. Other intriguing moves, did you spot these? Nottingham Forest is eyeing Man City's Rico Lewis, but he's expected to stay and sign a new contract, giving Pep Guardiola much-needed depth at right back. Galatasaray are courting Man City keeper Ederson and defender Manuel Akanji. Should Ederson leave, City may pursue PSG's Gianluigi Donnarumma or promote James Trafford. Calvin Phillips remains on City's books, but injury rehab may derail his hopes of a move this window, raising questions about his career after 2 loans and limited game time. Barcelona midfielder Frenkie de Jong's future looks brighter after a new agent joined the negotiation. His renewal till 2028 with a 2029 option is near, offering stability after a season of uncertainty. Real Madrid has paused its transfer activity to monitor Rodrygo's case, but they've locked in Brahim Diaz's contract extension and are working to renew other key deals. A contrast, negotiations with Vinicius Jr. are stuck. Marseille's Adrien Rabiot was transfer listed after a shocking locker room fight with John Rowe, now set for Bologna. Marseille wants €15 million, and clubs across England, Italy, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey have expressed interest, but will Rabiot accept where his mother agent doesn't approve? PSG's Carlos Soler is on the way out after